watch this first part of my video that I posted a couple days ago when Bitcoin was almost in the maximum of its rally, around $66,000, and what I said. I'm still keeping my short position, and if you guys want to know why I have not closed it yet, okay, I'm gonna explain it in this video and what I said and what happened. This is what happened. I had put this ring long time ago, and I said this is the maximum Bitcoin. I'm thinking that it's gonna go up to $66,000. It went a little bit higher, up to 66,500 ish. But of course, we're not here to exactly call everything to the dollar because this is market and we don't know where everything is exactly going. But with all the analysis that I have been giving you guys, although your favorite YouTuber is calling for all-time high, I told you guys that Bitcoin is due for another correction. And this video, I'm gonna talk about the part 2 of my video that I posted yesterday about the final top that I'm thinking that Bitcoin is gonna go. We're gonna analyze Bitcoin's yearly chart. We're gonna also look at 4-hour chart for Bitcoin and what are the possibilities, and do we still go down from here? And I will also talk about USDT and how I exactly called that bottom for USDT, which you guys see the opposite of this is happening for Bitcoin. So USDT started going higher because I called that there is a wick in here. I can show you guys more clear because of this huge red candle with the wick. Exactly, we got a stop for USDT and it started going higher, and that's why I just showed you in my video that why I was holding my short position. Now, if you're asking what is going on with Bitcoin and if we're gonna keep going down for Bitcoin and rise for USDT, we're gonna cover everything in this video. This is the part 2 of the video I made yesterday, so if you guys have not watched the first one, go ahead and watch the first one first because you will need to watch this first to understand what I'm going to talk about in this video. Okay, so I'm going to tag this video at the end of the video. You guys just can click on it, or you can just go to my page, watch this, and come back to watch this one. But I want you guys to pay attention. This is a very important video. You guys are having a lot of questions about top for Bitcoin if we are going to $150,000, and you guys have a lot of questions. Most of the questions will be answered here, and if you do not still know what you need to do in this market, you can comment down below and I will try to answer it or cover it in the next video. So if you are new to this channel, the channel is growing. Thank you very much for your support. I need more likes from you guys. The likes are dropping kind of. So I need you guys to hit the like button right now. It does not cost you anything, but it keeps me excited to come back with more videos like these. And if you guys have been watching my channel, you guys know that I have called for this pump from $49,000, and almost all of these I have showed you guys because I have been following USDT very closely, and I had mentioned that we are almost bottoming for USDT, and since then we have not gone back to all-time high for Bitcoin. So this video, first I'm gonna show you guys the technical analysis because as I had called for this correction, I believe that there is more to come for Bitcoin for this correction, but I am expecting a 3-wave down at least. I'm going to get rid of this ring, exactly started crashing from inside of this ring. So we had a lot of sideways. We started going higher and it started going back down. Now we are almost to that level. And if you guys have been following me on Telegram, the free Telegram group, I have been showing you guys this liquidity that is waiting to be filled because of this red candle. Every time we had gone to top of this wick and it started getting that support, but it has never gone actually touch that red candle in here. So there is a good possibility, and this green one can still be touched. So BTC, and I'm going to show you guys with USDT how everything makes sense. So there is a good possibility that we get that support from here, start going higher, and I'm going to show you guys with path. I am not sure exactly dollar to dollar of the movement, but this is the possibility that we can have down to this level. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. We have seen a lot of patterns right like this. So this can happen. And once we hit this area, I am expecting get really good support, because if we continue this line, you guys see that we had this green and we had this red one. It is working like second floor basically. If we consider this part as first floor, once Bitcoin went higher, it can still get bounced from here once we hit almost close to $62,000. So once we hit this area, because I'm saying that, we have this green candle. So this is an order block. So Bitcoin can try to go up to that level. And if we make another line in here, you guys see that we had a couple of hits. Bitcoin actually went lower than the top of these wicks, had a 4 hour close candle, and it could not go above, and that's why we had another sharp drop. Okay, so even if we go higher for BTC, I'm expecting this area to work like something like this, and even go lower, because it's going to grab that liquidity, it's going to grab that or hit that order block and keep going lower. And once we get to this level, I am expecting a little bit of support for BTC. And let's just look at USDT. As I said, I had put this red yellow line in here. I had started my short position when USDT was around this area, because I was thinking that there's a good chance that because we had this wave in here, we had the support in here, once we went back to that area, we can get that support. I started my short position a little bit lower, around 65,100 ish, but it went to $66,000, but my liquidation price was a lot higher, so I was not worried about it. So now I am expecting this yellow line to push USDT higher one more time, but once we get to this level, and that's going to show me a lower price for BTC, which should be somewhere around this area, almost 59,400 ish, would be, because if you guys, as I said, if you guys flip this chart, basically you will see almost the same movement for USDT. This is a daily, but this is a 4 hour chart. So if you turn this into a 4 hour chart, you guys can see that almost they are identical. They're not 100% exact, because USDT includes altcoins as well, but the movements are mainly looking like each other. So if we consider this for USDT, I'm going to go to 4 hour chart, and you're going to see that there is a good possibility that we get rejected from for USDT. And if I want to show you with a box in here, okay, we can get that rejection down to this area. And that area is going to be almost the same area that I said that we can get that support for USDT, but rejection for Bitcoin. I hope that makes sense. It is clear. It is clear as water, okay? So if you guys have been watching your favorite YouTubers, the always bullish guys, I am not having any problem with that. But you guys, if you are buying based on what they are saying, they are always saying, oh, you need to buy, you are being late. They are fooling you. I'm so sorry. They're not really sitting and analyzing, or they do not either even have a knowledge to do that. So please make sure that you choose your YouTuber wisely, okay? So now that we have covered our BTC smaller chart, a smaller time frame analysis, this is the yearly chart. And if you guys see that every time we have a red candle and 3 green candles for each cycle. So basically this is I'm just gonna ignore these first three, but we had this bearish candle, which each of these took 12 months, basically 1 year, okay? So if you wanna look at each of them, in 2000, let me see, 2014, we had almost 73% correction. 73% almost correction for in 2014, okay? And the 2015, 2016, and 2017 is the famous one, and a lot of people got into crypto market around 2017, including me. In 2017, I heard from news, everybody was talking about Bitcoin is the future, all the altcoins were rallying, and we had that crazy correction that we're just going to look at the red candles. If we look at them, it will be almost 81%. I'm not sure if it's 84 or 81, and we're not going to really be picking on that. But you guys see another red candle for a year in 2018. Although we had the pandemic, but then 2019 it started going higher and closed the candle as green. After that bearish candle for 2018, we had 2019 as green, 2020 and 2021, which we topped out around $69,000, right? And then we had another bearish year, which was 2022. We went down from almost the yearly candle basically closed around $50,000. And there you go, 69-70%. I'm not sure if this the percentage really looks that correct, or because the yearly once it closes in December, the candles look different than the monthly and dailies. So let's just go with 70%, but it was almost 74%, so those 4% doesn't really matter. So we have two more candles for 2023, and so far we are in 2024. We are still green, and it shows that we are breaking above this line that you guys can clearly see. We were going sideways. So top of these candles look like is being broken, and hopefully by end of this year, by December, we're gonna close above this candle. So can it happen? Basically, if you want to really go with the cycle, we should. Okay, so we should close, and the next one. Okay, let's just see that how the third candle worked. Okay, so basically for the third candle of each cycle, the third one, the green ones, we did not even have that much of wick, that much of going down. So basically once we closed, we kept going higher until we had that wick from above, from higher part of it, and that shows the rejection. Okay, so if we hopefully close our December as green, wherever the yearly candle is gonna start, hopefully above this wick that we had almost around $68,000, which was the top for the last bull market. And if you close above that, I would not be surprised that we keep going higher from here. But how high can we go? We just do not know. Basically, we just covered a lot in the last video, in the part one of the video that I showed you how high we can go. And once we get to what level we can be rejected, go ahead and watch that. I'm not going to cover the whole thing again in here. Okay, we looked at this one, and we looked at this chart and this chart. They look different in colors, but basically they have their own. It shows that where the maximum bubble is, where the FOMO is, where all the hodl and hodl, where the hodl and buy signal are. Okay, so you guys can see that it looks bullish. I cannot be negative long term, but short term, a lot of people think that any trader or anybody who takes a short position from, for example, $66,000, they are crazy. No, they're not. They look at daily, they look at monthly, they look at hourly, and basically in smaller time frames, they look at what makes the most sense, and they take risk. Do they take risk by taking a trade? Yes, they do. So do you as an investor. You invest in something, you invest in crypto, and it is a risky asset. You believe it or not. Yes, Bitcoin is more trustable out of everything else, but you guys see that in yearly chart, we just looked at how much retracement we can have. But as we go for Bitcoin, we see that the green candles are smaller and smaller. We had a lot of return for Bitcoin for 2017 bull run, starting from 2015. The candles started getting smaller in the last bull run, and so far we are not seeing that big of candle for these two. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that Bitcoin is going to be due for a huge correction with the stock market eventually. I was thinking long time ago that we're gonna have a huge correction before we start this bull market, but that's why I was thinking that we're gonna go at least down to $10,000 or $12,000 when we were around this area. But you guys see that it fooled everybody, or a lot of people, and including me, that we did not go to the obvious price, which I learned my lesson that Bitcoin does not do the obvious thing, because if it does, everybody will sell at the same time and everybody would buy at the same time, and that doesn't work in crypto, because we need liquidity. Every time somebody thinks that they need to buy, somebody thinks they need to sell. So that's why these trading happens and these volumes are there. Okay, so I am not going to really think crazy about this bull run. As I said in my previous video, if we want to give it and try that, we're going to go for it, and we're going to have 2025 as green. I would say we're not going to go more than $100,000, or maybe maximum $110,000, because of what I'm seeing. And my job as an industrial engineer, I have to repeat this because you guys need to know that I'm not only a YouTuber that just does this out of just because of a hobby that I have. I look at things differently. I look at different angles. Okay. So basically, what I'm seeing, that our waves are getting smaller and smaller, and we will possibly go for lower prices eventually with the stock market. And that's going to probably be a huge recession, because Fed keeps printing money, and that is not a good thing. If you guys search about it, the more money any country prints, the more inflation they will have. And the inflation, although in certain times they pump the market because they print money and keep pouring money into the stock market or any assets that existing in this world, but eventually they have to get rid of all of the money that is being pumped, and that crashes the market. So again, I'm going to get rid of this line and this line. I'm going to show you that this is looking very realistic to me, that we're going to maximum go up to. So for now, this is the Elliott wave theory I'm looking at. Elliott wave theory shows that we usually go 5 ways up. Okay, and it is not that weird that we call the top as being our $100,000. Okay, timing was, I had this line, and continuation of it would be almost exactly showing that rejection area. Okay, but timing wise, if we want to look at it, almost in January, we might take longer so we can go higher. The higher the time, as the time goes, we can go zigzag and we can have a higher resistance level for us, because this line has a slope and it keeps going higher, right? So I would not be surprised to be stopped around $105,000, $110,000 maximum for us to be the top for this bull cycle. But again, I have to keep repeating this every time. I do not see how that's going to be possible if we are this far from this white line, where I'm going to call the top once we hit this area. So unless we go up to this level, which is going to crash Bitcoin heavily with altcoins, we're going to mostly we're going to probably go even down to $42,000 if this happens. I hope that would not be the case, and maximum we will go back up to this red line, which I have called that this area is the huge resistance level. But I said that there is still a possibility that beginning of this crash for USDT, the top part of it would be almost 7%, and we can go have a sharp drop. And usually we have the last shakeout for the before basically starting the move up. Okay, so we can still go back up here. I hope that's not the case. I am ready with my altcoins, with my members, and with the team to start making money. I hope that would not be the case, and we would not go back down to $43,000 or $44,000 or even $50,000. But I would not be surprised if that happens. Okay, so but October, if you want to really look at the October, November, and December, as I said, and October has been green most of the time, and that is very good. But I would not say that we're going to have to be green all the time. We can see something like this as a red candle. And if we start tomorrow, basically, we just started actually. The monthly candle just closed, and I'm going to show you guys that how it looks, the monthly candle. And there we go. We just closed our candle below this level. We went higher, but we went back down exactly where I called it, that we're going to have that rejection most likely. And we closed still below this body of red candle. Can it still go back up? It can, but I think we need more liquidity from bottom, from lower. That's why I said that there is a good chance that we go back down to $54,000, as I had showed you guys that there is a CME gap in 4-hour chart. We could go down to $54,000, get a little bit of uh, basically more liquidity. And if we make a line in here, although it is a too sharp of a line, if you want to make a line in here, we can have our third touch and start going higher. Let's see how that's going to work out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's still the BTC dominance. I am expecting to bottom around this area and start going higher. And that does not mean the bullish for market. Bitcoin can drop, but altcoins can bleed harder. Okay. So don't get too bullish when you see that BTC is almost bottoming and is going to probably go back up. As I explained a long time ago, and every time I explain it almost, that there is a good chance that we can drop for Bitcoin, but altcoins bleed even harder. So because we're talking about percentage, BTC will still rise because altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin and more than Bitcoin. So I'm still looking at this to be working out for BTC. Once we top around 61%, we're gonna most likely see the real bull run starting. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more of this, please like the video and give me that signal that you like what you just watched. That would help my channel. That would help the video to be pushed to more people with the algorithm of YouTube. And share this video with your friends. Comment down below. I appreciate every single one of you, all the supporters that I have, with your beautiful likes and comments. I will see you in the next video. Peace.